Day 12,470. I almost forgot to record a video today, so here it goes. This is me recording a video. What do I have to say? Not much. Tired. Gotta get up early. It sucks. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just quickly say the only thought that's entering my head right now as I'm about to go to sleep is just, yeah, it's just how samey everything is. Holy shit. Yeah. Samey. I don't know. Things kind of change a little bit, but overall, holy shit. The more things change, the more they stay the same way. That's kind of how it feels. And I don't know. Maybe that's a reason I didn't record the video today. It's partially that I forgot, but I think maybe on a subconscious level, I was just like, oh, okay, well, it's just another routine I have to check a box off on. And maybe that's why I wasn't so inclined to do it. But fuck it, I'm doing it anyways because I don't even know why. But hey, whatever. Doing it just to do it, I guess. I feel like I should say something worthwhile instead of just recording this completely half-assed and just, I don't know, recording just for the sake of recording. Just for the sake of keeping the continuity of every single day. I guess I can just like, you know what, yeah, I'll just make a video response to the person who commented on my last video. I'm surprised anybody's watching my videos, but somebody did, and somebody even commented, and they said how it's my perception of things, about how I like feel trapped in my body and by time and life and everything like that. And yeah, I mean, of course they're right, it's perception, but yeah, it's like at what point can you really realistically change your perception on things? Like there's some stuff where, yeah, it is about your attitude and you can shift that and do certain things to kind of look at things differently, you know, approach things from a different angle. I agree with that, but when it's something that just really bothers the rhetorical view, or me in this case, on a really deep level, or on the flip side, something that you just really are drawn to, like really drawn to, I'm not so sure if there's much you can really do to alter that. I think there's limitations to the amount of ways that a person can really change. I think it's kind of like a spectrum of operation a person can have, where they can be the most optimal version of themselves or the least optimal version of themselves. And but you can't really be a different person. And I feel like a lot of the things that bother me in life are just integral to who I am. Like I don't ever see myself being somebody who's really ever going to be comfortable with being a human, really ever comfortable with just the constraints of just this fucked up reality we all live in. But that's just my opinion. I think it's fucked up. I know that's just my perspective, but you know, I mean, maybe it's a radical example, but if somebody was, I mean, I'd say like, you know, most, oh fuck, I said it. I said, you know, I'm tired. I'm giving myself some leeway on that one. If somebody was opposed to the idea of having somebody smack them in the face with a fucking mallet, or they think that the taste of literal dog shit is unappealing, you could tell them, hey, you can change your perspective on things, but you know, if you're not, if you're not somebody who's just inherently a severe masochist in the case of the mallet being smacked on the head, or if you're not a fly in the case of the shit eating, you can't really change your perspective on that if it just really just bothers you on a fundamental level. And that's kind of how I feel about stuff like this. I'm really fundamentally just distressed by the notion of being a weak, slowly rotting, feeble human with a fucking having to contend with this fucking brain in my head, having to contend with other people's brains, stuck in this weird and really unfair and fucked up and strange life we all lead. I don't feel like I belong here. I feel like a creep and a weirdo. But it's true, I don't. I don't feel like I belong here. I feel like I belong here less and less, actually, if anything, the older I get, and I don't see how that's ever going to change without me just fundamentally being a different person. Pretty much, just really put a pin in it. If, like, my notion of the things that bother me in this life is pretty much about as integral to me as, like, my sexual orientation. In fact, I'd say almost more so, because I think speaking of that, I feel like right now my sexual orientation is at an all-time low, so that shifts quite a bit, actually. I'm very disinterested in any romantic companionship now, while that was definitely not the case before. So that's actually more changeable than my discomfort in life, because that's been fucking continuous pretty much my entire existence, with very few occasions where I was alright with things. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe I could change my attitude on that, but there's a part of me that doesn't want to. I don't, because yeah, sure, it's unpleasant, but I just feel like, yeah, changing that would just be me fundamentally being a different person. So, yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say on that. I both can't, nor do I really want to change that, because I just wouldn't be me anymore. If I was somebody who felt comfortable in this world and didn't feel bothered by just the constraints of being a fucked up weird human, then I wouldn't be me. I'd be a lot more normal, I guess, which is fine. It's a more comfortable way to live life, but again, it's just not who I am. So I don't know what to say. I guess the last thing I'll say is I think it just points out that being oneself is not necessarily always a comfortable thing at all. In fact, it really can be fucking dreadful at times. But hey, if you gotta be yourself, you gotta be yourself in all regards, including in the ways that are just really shitty and unpleasant in some ways, because the alternative is just lying to yourself, in my opinion. I don't even know if anything I said really was really made sense, but I don't care. I'm too tired to really give a shit. Well, that's that. Day 12,400 and... Did I say 70? No, it's day 12,460, not 70. Jesus. Yeah. I think. Yeah, it must be. Day 12,460. Woohoo. Alright. Thanks for watching if you did, or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna go shit and go to bed now. Bye.